fight.
As I told your brother, I'll abide no vigilantes.
You misread our intent, Li Mei.
She has Cameo Frost. I misspoke, but I was right about Sector.
All good.
It's all good.
Alright. Starts off with that overhead. So one cool thing about her drop kick overhead is she can actually hold it and not commit the overhead part and just land.
Oh, really?
Air special moves out of it, stuff like that.
We got some sector homing rockets, too.
Homing rocket had to be there.
It has to.
Favorite stuff.
And I love the weird pose he gets in, too. Doesn't backbend.
It's such a great way to lock them down, make them you can't do a lot.
Yeah, Cameo Sector has, he's got exactly what you expect.
Right.
Teleport, flamethrower, and EMP.
Some low poke and
So that Li Mei Lion uppercut move is really, really fast. The EX version can actually punish low pokes on the block. It's one of the fastest special moves in the entire game.
I love her slide pop-up.
yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So much fun to use.
Oh, hits the fatal blow.
The ice daggers.
I do not think Smoke is going to come back from this.
No, he smoked.
The ending of this fatal blow is one of my favorites.
The lion.
I just
That's nice. Oh, there's always round 2.
Round 2. Fight.
Oh, big jump. That is the problem with
Ooh.
ice.
especially when you're close like that.
Right.
Smoke going ham. That was a lot of hits on the smoke combo there. I like it. I like it a lot. Oh.
Oh, excellent. Tricky. There's the uppercut.
Does that sector uppercut track?
Yes, it does, and it pops up for a combo.
Nice.
Like, obviously, you let a block there instead of holding
Right.
through it. Like, because the combo wasn't over, but second comes in.
Establishes the rocket again.
Oh, smoke just smoked him.
Good dominant win there.
Yeah.
Final round.
Doing that.
Fight.
Cool.
Magic.
Magic.
Ooh.
Oh, the lantern.
Gotta dodge real quick on it.
Well, smoke is getting a lot of jumping, so you got to use the lantern to prevent it.
She has excellent mid-range and then control the air of the lantern. It's super fun.
Nice use of sector there to just get rid of that other camera.
Yes. Now you can see trading distance. Oh,
Oh.
there she goes. Ooh, committed to me. How to breaker though. Remember, in this game, breaker takes 3 bars.
Right.
And you have a cameo too.
Exactly.
Ooh.
Big combo.
Setting up
That
more
was
pressure.
so
There you
smart
go.
to do the EX anti-air smoke bomb to set up the smoke bomb or the sector rocket.
Smoke on it. Love it.
There it is.
Love it.
My favorite in fatality.
I'm glad we were able to throw it in there.
One of my
I'm gonna go with I went with GORO, mainly because I love GORO, and also he does help with my game plan a lot, and we'll go
Right.
through that in a little bit.
And you like a team of bigs.
I do. So just real quick, GORO has a couple moves. He has punch in the air, right? So you can do that.
Punch,
To,
yep.
You can do that to sort of elongate combos sometimes, things like that. He also has stomp.
You can't have Goro without Stomp.
Now listen, stomp is different.
Oh.
Stomp takes your entire bar.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, it is full.
See?
So I know people will be like, stomp. You have to commit to it. And then finally, he has a thing called the omelet toss, which is. I did the wrong button.
No, that's punch walk.
Punch walk again.
That's punch walk.
He has omelet toss, where he will throw you up in the air.
Omelet toss.
omelet toss.
And he will. So that can be grabbed like if you're ducking, for instance. That can be. It can be used to. Oops,
Omelet toss?
Don't do that. So that's what I use. Now I want to go through some of the strings, and this will all kind of make sense a little bit how he works. Probably my favorite string he has is forward 4-4, which is just hits the ground, pops you up. It's a low.
Do you make a little sandcastle there?
He
What
makes a
happened
little
there?
sand at the end, boom, knocks you up. So for this, then you can start doing your air stuff. Let's go over the air stuff real quick. He has 4 unique grabs he can do in the air based off his air combos. So he has this, where he'll give you the old pile driver.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. Which you are a fan of.
I am.
And you can see that
Choke slam.
you switch sides of the opponents
Yes,
on
you can
that.
choose what side to switch. And then you can do this with different inputs. Oh, I did it wrong, sorry.
And when you say with different inputs, what do you...
Different punches in the air.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Lead
gotcha.
to different things. So one is 1-2, the other is 2-1.
Gotcha.
And then he's got this one where he'll just... Oh, I did that wrong.
It's really neat to see the air combat extend to grappling.
Yeah, pretty much. Like,
He'll knee you away.
Yeah.
air combat, just a huge fan. I just
It's
love.
so
I'm
fun.
so in love with it.
He also has this overhead, which is so it's not
What?
It's not safe entirely, but it's you can throw this out there quite a bit because you get a big amount of pushback and you're
Right.
back to back. He's got back 1-2, which is neat because this is that range where you don't want to be here, get a little closer, right? And that can be canceled too, so you can do like things like that.
Oh, you brought a buddy out.
I did. Let's do the throws real quick before I forget, because I know people get mad if we forget the throws, and I understand that.
They are very cool.
Goro comes in.
And Goro kind of got a glow up too for
He
anybody
did a
that
little
didn't
bit,
notice,
yes.
right? From the earlier first views of Goro, oh, he's gotten a glow up.
Oh, I don't want to forget this too, because I know people want to see that he does indeed have body splash.
And if a character has a body splash, that's instant means Tyler's gonna play them.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is one of the cooler moves too. He's got. I think we've all seen the wall he can do.
He's got a little belly bump. Little belly
And
bump.
you'll throw him through the wall. And here's the other thing: you can kind of throw this out like from distance. Let me get a little far away from you. You can kind of even it's not a projectile, but it can be kind of feel like one in a way. And he'll put a hourglass out, right? And this is what I was talking about. He wants to keep you out. Like got it. Now I have 3 loaded. Once he has 3 loaded, he can do it again. Up behind you, and now you are frozen. And the last move you take is the reaction you have, like the frozen thing from the last game.
Right.
If you meter burn it, you have 3 already. Now throw a projectile. I wasn't ready yet. Try again. So if I got to read it harder. Go ahead. So if you do that, you can. If you're hard reading things like that, you can get behind him and whatnot.
Sure.
So once you have that out, the game changes.
Right.
They are afraid of moving. Now it's blockable. It is blockable. But the game.
How are you gonna block that?
I played enough people where they're starting to read it.
Okay, all right, I got you.
Here's another thing. Go ahead and do some damage to me. Okay. Now we have it set to 1% right now, but so you can do this. This string, as you see, brings out an hourglass, and guess what? That counts.
That counts.
It does.
Oh,
Let's move on.
that's cool.
Let's move on to another move.
Okay.
Sandstorm, right?
Now, is there different distances for Sandstorm, or is it track?
Yes, there are.
Different distances. Gotcha.
It also can be a meterless launcher,
Oh,
right? So you can do like this and catch them, but I couldn't do that. Meterless launcher. Now, where they're standing in the sandstorm depends on where they like. If they're at the back of it, they'll fly backwards. If they're in the
Gotcha.
front of it, they're front.
That's
forwards.
science.
Now, if I meter burn it, you got to set. See that another clock?
Nice.
It'll time out and then explode. So you're kind of controlling space,
Right.
but that also adds to your clock.
Interesting.
So
And that's going to force them to either advance or back up. Back up is good for you. Advancing, then
Right.
you can go for your mix-ups.
So, super cool stuff you can do with that. I really enjoy just hitting it, and then you can, that's something for later.
Oh,
So it could change the way the game's played.
yeah. He plays his own game.
What I just showed was world stop, just back forward 1. You can just stop time, and I can do this. Now I can go on either side too, where I can hold back and land there. If you meter burn it, it just turns into another time stop.
Oh man, he seems pretty nasty.
He is nasty.
Yeah.
He seems pretty nasty.
The effects are amazing looking too.
He definitely. He does have a command grab, which you can throw away, or you can throw toward. Oops, sorry. Like that. Now here's the fun part. Corner, you get the wall.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's nasty.
So if I'm throwing my here, so
yeah, that's really, really
you
good.
always and also just point blank.
Right.
So he's pretty much good up close, mid, and far.
I can do like things like this where I will walk you down. I know I have a hit I can take, or I can walk you down and you're like, what's he doing? What's he doing? And I can still do moves.
That's so cool.
From about where you start a battle is where as its distance, and then it teleports to you and grabs you.
so painful looking.
He'll be fine.
So she fights with the Chris all the time, and you could imagine that gives her exceptionally good range.
How many bad things do you think she's done that she's constantly having to purify her soul?
She is literally a demon from the nether realm, so I think she's been a bad girl.
All right.
She's been through it.
All right. She's done a few bad things.
You can see almost all of her normal attacks use her weapon. Like, she's got a super good uppercut.
Which is going to give her good range
Yeah,
instantly.
even her sweep uses her sword.
Little bop there.
Is that the professional term?
Yeah,
for it, the
we all
bop?
know that's the bop.
I've played against Dan in cinematics plays a lot of Ashra, and the range she keeps you at is one of those sort of frustrating ranges.
Right. Let's go over her throw. Slashy slash.
The slashy slash. We got a bop. We got a slashy slash. Ooh, little frost throw.
And now let's go over special moves because they are very neat. She has a really unique playstyle. So the first thing she has is projectile, which is not a typical fast, tiny projectile. It takes up a ton of real estate on screen. Does not go full screen, and it's not the fastest in the world, but it reaches almost to the top of the screen.
So you're not jumping it.
Exactly.
Right.
And you're not ducking it.
Exactly.
Good one,
She
Tyler.
also has crisscross, which is a sword slash, which is an excellent combo ender, and control kind of the ground and the air. And what's one of the ways you beat like long range footsie tools?
You beat?
Beat it, yeah, by jumping. So you could say crisscross makes you
Jump, jump.
You really set these up.
Oh, yeah.
Look, I don't understand why people say this is cringe. I don't get that.
No, not at all.
It's my least favorite term on the internet, by the way.
So, did any of the attacks you were just showing have EX versions?
Yes, in fact, I'll show one right now. The sword uppercut, which when you EX it, allows her to combo.
Awesome. But the projectile and the crissity-crossity?
They just do more damage.
Oh, okay, cool.
And I think crisscross has a pop-up.
Okay, cool.
So thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, team, no problem.
And then lastly, we have her ghost dash. So this is a cool move where she sends a ghost, travels as far as she wants, and she can cancel it.
Nope.
And she can also do this quicker version that goes behind you.
But you're following it.
Exactly.
So, for the most part, she's got a bunch of range attacks,
Yes.
and she can get distance with her sword attacks. So she really kind of plays that mid to far game. And if you try jumping in at her, she has that special move that just is a rising sword attack that's just then going to allow her to extend air combos.
Exactly.
Nailed it.
But there's one really cool mechanic involved in all this that makes her just an added layer to make her a little bit more in-depth.
Tell us about that layer. Let's
She can
peel that onion.
Tap into her dark side, and this changes the properties on most of her special moves.
Okay.
Her fireball becomes a ground spark. It can reach full screen.
Oh,
It's a
jeez.
Short, medium, and far version.
Okay. And so that you have to choose which version, right?
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Pretty quick.
So I gotta turn it back on.
All right, gotta turn on the darkness.
Her shadow charge completely changes, and now it actually teleports her to the location.
Okay.
And she can again cancel it,
Okay.
or actually go directly to where the ghost is. And she can use that to go behind you, she can cancel it, and she can still do the quick attack.
Okay.
Now, one thing you might notice is when she's doing these moves, the opponent is getting dark side attached to them. which
Yeah,
can stack
those little
up-
swirly things around there, right?
Exactly, which can stack up to 3 times. Once she turns back to light, all of her light attacks will then do an extra hit of damage, depending on how many stacks she has.
Very cool.
That's awesome.
Now, some of the ghost slashes, can you do any of those in the air, anything like
Yes,
that? Yeah?
She can do all the ghost flashes in the air and drop down.
Oh, jeez.
She can do an attack, she can have combos with it.
What can't she do?
Pretty much
I don't think she has a command grab.
she does not have a command
Okay.
grab.
So
Or a pure soul.
So playing as her, your goal is really you're switching back and forth and back and
Exactly.
forth to get
Yes.
as much damage as you can.
Yes, you're going to be wanting to switch it back and forth depending on the range you're at, what the opponent's tools are.
You can really
know.
min
And
max your
you're
damage.
locking them down
Exactly.
with distance anyway, too.
So, let's talk about cameos. I chose Frost.
Okay.
You might be saying, now how am I supposed to be switching in and out in the middle of a fight?
Right.
Liu-Kang's going to be advancing on me. He might do his flying kick, his fireballs, and all that. Well, let's cover a couple of Frost moves. One is the ground ice, straight from Deadly Alliance. Super fast, low combo starter.
And it seems to cover like a majority of the screen.
Exactly. This is going to be a big time movement check when you're fighting Frost. You could let it rip at any time. It's going to be super dangerous. And that's going to keep the opponent on their toes.
And then boom, you've hit it. Swap.
Exactly. She also has Orby Orb,
Orby Orb.
where she sends a frozen orb out. A slow-moving orb that'll freeze the opponent if it hits them.
And you gotta respect that, that's basically it.
Exactly. A perfect time to switch your stance, get your things going.
Cool.
And then lastly, she has this
Nope.
stalactite move that's a super quick combo ender. Or if she holds it, she gets a secret special fourth move
What?
where she does these stabby stabs. And if you block, you can see this has. Can you
Block.
pick up the controller and
sorry,
block?
yep.
This will actually push you full screen and do chip, and that can get you back in range to be going for your.
And that's a
switching
low,
attack.
too, that you're doing there.
Yes.
Yeah, so.
And now the meter burner hold down stabby stab. Did that cost any additional meter or anything like
I
that?
believe it's still the same as regular.
Okay.
I believe. I do not have the cooldown times.
Okay.
And also something to mention, still game in progress, things
Yeah.
are still being tweaked and
Yes.
balanced and whatnot.
Totally.
So things you see here damage-wise and that sort of thing may change, obviously. So,
So-
just
Oh,
keep that in
there's a
mind.
very good chance.
Yes.
There's a very good chance.
Well,
they will
I'll
do.
remember the combo I did back in
Oh, here he
11
goes.
that just didn't work later.
No.
And
Oh,
I
the
still
Dundee.
The Dundee. Yeah.
Dundee, and I still hear about it to this day.
So let's check out our fatal blow. I think the wings are so rad.
Yeah. Huge fan of the wings.
It's an audible gasp during the fatality.
I,
during,
yeah.